What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Kingdom View. I'm your host, Jason Hill. Right above me is Get Ron, aka G. What's going on, G? You doing all right?
Always winning, man. Always winning.
Awesome. And then at the top of the list, right above us, is King Lindsay in the house. What's going on, my man? You doing all right?
Man, I'm doing amazing, boy. I just ready to get to this topic today.
Oh, yes, sir. I am as well. We have a phenomenal topic for you guys today. And what we seek to do here at the Kingdom View is to touch on a number of topics, whether they be in relationship, whether they be politics, whether they be things in the church, or just anything that is trending. What we seek to do is to examine these things and present the Kingdom View, the view that God is wanting us to have and how he's wanting us to see these things and actually interact and deal with these things. So that's what we seek to do here. We truly appreciate you coming today. And so today, what we are going to be looking at is a very spicy subject, a subject that really in the last couple of years has been something that has been touched on and talked about all within relationships. And, we desire to express and show, again, what relationship is truly about. And so that means we have to examine many people's perspective pertaining to relationships. So there is a viral clip that's going around where some individuals are expressing their view on relationship and the aspect of men and women and how they interact with one another. So, fellas, let's watch this clip real quick, and then let's see if we can give our view on it. Let's check it out real quick.
I make $300,000 a year. If he makes $100K, he's not valuable.
But wait, Doc, this is what I'm saying. I'm saying it's about leadership. It's about leadership. So for me,
but money doesn't equate to leadership at all.
This is what I'm saying. I'm saying if you are going to lead me in the ways, that means you need to have the mindset. That means you need to have the mentality, the emotions, the spirit, the energy. If you're going to lead this household, I don't want to have to slow down to let you pass me up.
The average woman doesn't make that much money.
That's true.
Right? The actual listener is making 50, 70, maybe 80. Right. So what happens to the man that only makes 50, 70, 80? Is he now completely disqualified? Because we've completely changed the conversation. We said average. Now we're talking about men that make $300,000 a year. We can't even keep the conversation to the same topic of the average man. He's still being bypassed in the conversation. So if he's being bypassed in the conversation where we can't even stay on topic and talk about the man, imagine the women that's listening to the conversation, their mind is still going to the $300,000 man.
Can I just say one more thing? Even if you are that 50, 60, 70,000 earning man, there is still a desire for you at some point to make enough to where your wife doesn't have to work.
Yes.
Are people not able to make a living and provide a beautiful life with $50,000? That's crazy. That is exactly what he said. That's what he said. That's exactly what he said. And to allude to a person, if a person makes under a certain amount of money, to say that they don't have the ability to lead, provide, and have all of these things, that's exactly what y'all are saying. Y'all are going a roundabout a way to say it, but that's how people are perceiving the things that y'all say.
There's a component of this that we are missing, and that is that men that are not happy with where they are financially are mean. They treat you terribly, okay? If you meet somebody and they're a 300K woman, that may not be quite the lane for you. It doesn't mean that I value you less. It doesn't mean, but you're going to perform better. You're going to be a better person. You're going to have a better mindset. You're going to be in a clearer space when you feel valued, safe, at peace with where you are. And it's no harm, no foul in that. Stay there in that lane with the women that are in alignment with you, and don't be mad at us calling us broke gold diggers, dirty bald head scallywags on the internet because we are in this lane. It will be wonderful to meet a man and he's like, babe, let's do this together. Let's build. I got this, you got that. You got my back, I got your back. But the reality of it is because I went to school, I was valedictorian, I graduated, I got a master's degree, I did all this. Now you mad at me because you're not in my lane. Get in your lane, make some more money, and then come over here. Now we all good. It's simple.
goodness. This is again something that is constantly being talked about and examined, just the whole viewpoint of relationship and man and woman trying to come together, trying to make things happen and trying to actually coexist in a beautiful relationship. And one of the things that seems to come up is the aspect of money. And oftentimes what a lot of the sisters are presenting is what we saw in that video is there is a need for some women for men to make a certain amount before, it seemed like from what we saw in the video, before there's an ability to even respect that man. For there to be a willingness to say, okay, I'm willing to walk with you. He can't even make the same amount. He has to make more in order to garner her respect. And that is something that is constantly being fought about. And so what do you guys think about this particular thing? What comes to your mind as you watch the video and as you actually see what is happening out here in these single streets? And sadly, this is something that transfers over to marriage as well. But again, what do you guys think about that? What do you think about that, King Lindsay, as you have watched that video?
First thing I want to talk about, and I just really caught it this time when I seen the video, is that we can tell that some of this talk or some of the people on this show, they're not going into prayer first for the type of person they're going after anyway. So that is the most effective part of when it comes to finding a mate or somebody to be with. You want to pray, you want to understand what type of person you want to be with, but after that, the first thing that we supposed to do is look at the spirit of the person. If the spirit is not right, I don't care if he's making more money, she making more money, it's going to have cracks in the foundation off the rip and different things. And it's just a sad situation that we're seeing, especially if you're talking about women making 300 and a man making average money. That's for first and foremost now in this day and age, especially what we see in Atlanta. There's a lot of women making a lot of money and doing very well and stuff. But if you're basing it on a foundation and a strong relationship, you want the spirit to be right first. And then not only that, the spirit is right and the connection is right on that. Regardless, she's making 300,000 and he's making 50, 60, 7,000 with the mindset to want to grow. She's going to be comfortable. A real woman is going to be comfortable with that type of man because his spirit is right. And another thing I heard in that video, it ain't about the money. The money, that's part of a relationship, but the foundation is the strongest part of the house. So if you got a man that is humble and he accepts and he believes in you and he's not scared of your income or the money that you're making, and he's vowing to work and get strong himself, and he's willing to say, you know what, honey, I know right now you're making the cheese, the bacon, the eggs, the sausage, whatever you call it, but I'm willing to let you do what you have to do because you already in that format. I'm gonna make sure the house is right. I'm gonna make sure food is ready. I'm gonna make sure the children is taken care of. I'm gonna make sure the grass and everything is cut. You ain't gotta worry about nothing about that. You go stay focused on that. And I'm gonna sacrifice and make sure the household is right for us so that you can focus on what you're doing. But in the meantime, I'm gonna be building and working on what I have. And when you have the spirit of prayer in your house and togetherness, a real woman will accept that man from that perspective and knowing that he's going to grow and she's going to be grateful because you get a man that got that type of money. He ain't talking about doing all that. And if he ain't right in the spirit and he ain't praying first, you're going to get that man and it's going to be okay. But the cracks will start coming. And you got to remember, you got a man that got that bread. He making, so you making 300, he making 500, a million or whatever. You think it's all good, but he always got women always ready to be at his disposal every time. And if it ain't done right, he gonna have side chicks. It's gonna be all kind of stuff. And you ain't gonna know what's happening. You're gonna think everything good. But when it hit the road and hit the fan, and when you see that he don't want to do the things that really are what a relationship is about, the togetherness and the foundation outside of the money, then you're gonna be sad and you're gonna be back in that line looking for somebody else. And you're gonna be picking your face up off the curb.
My goodness. Yes, sir. Oh man, that is so true, and I don't think that many recognize that as they seek to examine the person that they want to be in relationship with and how that relationship is going to work. Excellent commentary. What do you think about this, G? As again, you examine what the video said and just what's going on out here in the world, because this is a conversation that is constantly happening. I mean, we see all of these viral videos coming out where they're talking about the aspect, specifically here, of the role of money that a man needs to have in order to garner the respect of that woman and to actually get a woman that's not even making as much as you. What do you think about that, G?
Well, the older folks used to say, I heard when I was coming up, everybody has an opinion, just like everybody got a butthole, everybody got an opinion.
Yeah, yeah.
I've heard that saying, meaning that this conversation ain't going nowhere.
Oh, yeah.
And I think it's going to just continue to honestly get worse from the aspect of everybody has their own opinion about it. They have a perspective on it. There's some music and other things that feed into it. Now we have podcasts, what we didn't have before, of people who have strong views that feed into that mindset. And as long as that's going on, people will continue to try to, even they were saying in the conversation, they were talking on one level for average men, but then as that conversation kept going, that bar kept getting changed.
It did.
You know, so and that was just right in that conversation. There are three names that came to my mind, and Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, Janet Jackson, Mariah Carey, and Lisa Ray. All of them married men with big bucks.
Oh, you're right, man. You're right about it.
Big bucks.
Big bucks. And neither one of them are with those guys right now.
Yeah.
Something to that says, well, it must be not where the money is.
Oh, goodness.
Now, the Bible says in Matthew 6:33, but seek ye first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, and all these things will be added unto you.
Not some, but all.
All these things will be added unto you.
Oh my goodness.
When we look at these kind of conversations, listen to these conversations, and Lindsay made mention of it earlier, and I was waiting to get there, is that we have people who are not seeking kingdom and righteousness first. And I say that from the aspect of the person you're looking for should be a person who you see Matthew 6:33 on that person. You should know that that man that you're looking for, in this case, the way they were speaking, but that woman you're looking for should be someone who is, I see their lifestyle, that they seek kingdom first. They put God first. They're walking after righteousness, trying to please God. They're bearing the fruit of the Spirit. I see these characters in here. I see gentleness and patience. I see self-control. I see the fruit of the Spirit in their life, in who they are, in their character. And so many times, while relationships are not working, that have the bucks or have the looks, is because they don't first have the kingdom.
Oh, come on.
You know, kingdom is not the first. And so we got a couple of those things I'm sure later, but so that's pretty much my first thing that
You cooking
that
over there, boy. You is cooking.
For sure. For sure.
I came in the kitchen after you.
Man, I'm
You
telling
got
you.
me over here stirred up, boy.
My goodness.
Oh
I'm
my
telling
goodness.
you, this
I just
subject will do that to you. Go ahead, G. Go ahead, Lindsay.
I just wanted to say one thing. It was something G said and it triggered something, and y'all gonna be like, wow. Regardless of you a kingdom person living a kingdom lifestyle or a person just living in the world, when they come together, who marries them? A minister. So you're getting married under the guidelines of what the Bible was talking about, for better or for worse, for sicker or for sicker. What's the other part?
Yeah.
Sick
Sickness or
and
health.
health, sickness or health.
Sickness and
You
health.
know, and so it's all about a spiritualness in that. And these worldly people you're being married, you're being introduced from a spiritual perspective of coming together. All of that is in line with the kingdom. And you ain't supposed to just say this for one day. It's supposed to be a part of your life. He's trying to let you know, that man who's marrying you is letting you know. And that's what it is. A lot of these people are not taking that part serious. And you're seeing more divorces. And it's sad because who the ones pay? Those children. Why are y'all getting divorced? What's going on? Didn't even know nothing was wrong. Now mom is going to live here. He going to live here. And the sad part about all of this is that it's always the man. He can get up and leave, and the woman is left with them children to figure it out. Regardless, she got alimony, she's left to figure it out. And just having those children, not one, not two, not three, maybe five, you left by us. That man said, "Okay, cool, I'm out of here. You deal with this." And it's the sad thing about it. These women ain't understanding that part of the game. It's a lot that comes with this relationship. And you talking about the money first? Come on, man, get your mind right.
But you made reference of them going before, some of them get celebrities and stuff to even marry them. You can go online these days now and get but at the same time, regardless of who married them, they go according to that spiritual kind of formula regarding marriage that you was making mention of. And so, but I found out that in believers and non-believers, many times they go to kingdom when it's convenient or when it's cool. And so that's when they lean to, and we have to be careful ourselves, And so when it's okay, this convenient, cool, but over here, this is how I'm gonna do it. I know the Bible. I've heard some people say, "I know what the Bible said, but this is what I'm gonna do. This is how I'm gonna do it. Whatever. I ain't got there yet. How about I ain't there yet? All this, they preface it with all kind of things. And so, and speaking of the word preference, the young lady, she made mention. I mean, I love how she came. I love how she came. Why do I love how she came? Because she was transparent. She was letting you know up front where she is. She so now you can make a decision.
Exactly.
Based on how you coming. Just don't throw this at me later on down the road. So because that has a whole lot to do with my attraction towards you. My attraction toward you is not one-centered. It's not just because you are a believer. No, not even that. See what I'm saying? My attraction towards you, not just because you got to buy, no, and so there's no one level, one focus there. And so if you got everything else, and if you come in with that or that one thing that is problematic for me, then hey, my attraction toward you has reduced. Even you was talking about the kids. And I was wondering how many kids you was gonna add on to that, because you kept saying one kid, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids, And so in a case like that, and there are some women, I don't know about this woman, who all of that, these are things that reduces my attraction towards you. But what I love is that she shared and she said, this is what she prefer.
Mm.
And it so many times we overlook when people say what they prefer.
Absolutely, yeah.
We it's like we're in a conversation with them, we hear it and we don't hear it. Because
Mm-hmm.
we're hearing what they just told you what they prefer. You're still trying to get them to go some other way, whatever like that. No, she told you. So I appreciate she was upfront and honest with what she preferred. Now the other thing that I noticed, that apparently she's still single.
Yeah, she is. And she's beautiful too now. And but she's still
Yeah,
single.
yeah,
And I know she
and
got some stuff. I know she got some
Oh,
stories.
oh
She got
yeah.
some stories of some men with money potentially. Come, boy, go ahead, finish, G. Go ahead and finish, G.
I
Oh
mean,
my
yeah,
goodness.
So I appreciate you sharing a purpose of what that, but that comment also about, I don't like that. Everything, you cannot box in everything, right? As it relates to people with money, people with less money, people with more money, people with less money. You can't say that a guy is going to treat you this way because he feels less of himself because he's making less money, so he's going to come at you this way. No, it goes back to, if this guy is seeking kingdom first, if you're looking for kingdom first, and then just talking about leadership, leading the in order to lead her. And I love how they try to sway away from the conversation. No, it's not about money,
Yep.
but everything you're talking about got
It's
to do
about me.
with money.
Yep.
So who want to talk to you? Because you don't. It's like you're not sound. You're not talking sound. You're saying it ain't about money, but baby, everything you're saying got to do with money. So in order for someone to be able to lead you, they gotta have money. And never did I hear, as Lindsay said, never did I hear anything about God first, kingdom. I gotta see, nothing. No, God fearing person. None of this. None of this. And so this is why we get the outcomes we get whenever we do it another way other than God's way, other than kingdom way, the kingdom way. When you're not going to get this outcome that has been promised to those who do it the kingdom way by doing it your convenient, your cool, or your desired way. No, if you're not, and so you're not going to get it. And you can't have your cake and eat it too. And so until you take on the mind, of kingdom in reference to who you're looking for and who you're presenting yourself to be, you're gonna keep getting all this stuff, and you can have something for a moment, but if God's hand is not on it, if God's hand is not on it, you can get exactly what you think you want, only to find out once you get what you thought you want is not what you needed, and you don't want it no more. So yeah. So, but like I say, she's single, right? She's still single.
She's still single. And but that's so key. What it is that you said, G. You're sparking something. Maybe I'm gonna ask you a question about that in a second. But I had a question for King Lindsay, real quick. You mentioned about the aspect of the woman making a particular amount of money and the man not necessarily making it so much money that he would come in then and attempt to find other areas to meet the need of what takes place. That is something that is oftentimes looked down and frowned upon when it comes to men being in that position. What are your thoughts on that, and how people would say that? What some people would call house husbands and things like that, where they are the stay-at-home dad because the woman makes more money, and a lot of people look negatively towards that. They have a viewpoint that no, the man is supposed to be the one that's going out to work. The man is the one that pays all the bills, is what a lot of them think. And but it would seem to be reversed in this case. How do you think a person could navigate being in a situation like that with all of that negativity around them?
Well, basically, in a nutshell, and let me tell the audience this: this is not about just being. just the kingdom people and then people that are non-kingdom or believers or non-believers. When it comes to marriage, you got to have a mentality of togetherness, a spiritual connection, a foundation, because that is critical. This ain't just playing around like boyfriend and girlfriend. This is still, you're talking about forever. And not only that, you're talking about bringing in children into this world that prayerfully you depend to stay together for the duration of life, raise your children together. So that's the aspect of where constant mind says you're supposed to know who you're bringing into your household. And like what Jason was saying, is that it shouldn't depend on what the outside is saying. If you know that that man got a plan, a backup plan, he's working on some stuff behind the scenes, he's stirring the pot on something beautiful right now, but he humble enough to walk and be like, look, I'm gonna help you out. I'm gonna do what I got to do. I'm gonna sacrifice. I don't care what nobody think about me, baby. I got your back. We know what this household is doing. And when it come out and explode, they're going to realize it. So they can say what they want. But I need your spirit to be aligned with my spirit. So when you hear a little snickles or somebody saying it, you cut it off. You check it before it come out the door. And that's how it's supposed to work. That's how that can work when the people in one household are focused on protecting each other and they know what they're doing for a common goal. And it shouldn't be about what nobody's saying. I got a friend, man, and from the time I met him when his children were little, he was the stay-at-home dad. I mean, like he's a man of God. He did things in the church and ministry to help around because he was good in those lanes, and he got paid a little bit for it, but it wasn't steady. His wife was making 6+ figures. She was on top of her game, and from the time I know, this has been ever since over 15 years to now to this day, and they children are in college. He always was to stay at home, handling his business while she could focus on the task at hand that she had in corporate America. And I ain't gonna say that it may not never been no situation, but they figured out and make it work. And he was working on things behind the scenes to make things happen as well. He had plans, major plans and different things, and working on things for success outside of that. But she was the out of the house, quote unquote, typical breadwinner of the house. And there's a lot of stories out here that we just don't talk about. But women, it goes into my next question, my next thing that I want to talk about. And when I say this, it's going to be critical because you don't understand the reality of this. We've been doing it forever as far as men. Women, it's a blessing to have financial freedom. Right now, y'all pray for women's live. I'm seeing all kind of opportunities for women CEOs now running major corporations. Yes, y'all doing it. Oh, doors are opening to where y'all making 6+ figure, living the best life. But when you got somebody who love you through and through, and you supposed to know, like she said about a man jealous of her career or her success, well, you supposed to know that before you marry him. Or if you missed that while y'all was in y'all dating season, what was y'all doing too much of to miss that? See, were you too much in that bedroom and he skipped over all that, forgot all that part to figure out, did he really care about you? Or was it, well, I don't want to go into that, but you're supposed to know that before you get close to somebody like that, if he got your back. You already know what it is, man. Too many people that out here, they doing the Mexican jumping. I don't say Mexican, but the human jumping jacks and human jumping beans more than figuring out who are you. Do I know who you are? They focusing on the wrong stuff too much. And this is the problem. But this goes into my next one, and this is critical. And basically what I want to say is this. Yes, watch this, fellas. How long have men been accepting women with no money, children, loving them unconditionally, coming into their households with nothing, angry baby daddies? I'm accepting you and your children, and you got 3 angry baby daddies that bring in discord every time they try to talk to you on the phone about the children. They jealous of your relationship, but I still love you, and I still love them children, and I'm gonna make sure y'all protected. And I'm using my money to make sure that your children have a beautiful future. How many decades have we been doing that? And now y'all get a little bit of money, huh? Y'all get a little bit of money, huh? So it's all about y'all, huh? It's about what we got, huh? Women, look at me. please listen to me in the spirit. Don't get too big on yourself. Be careful, because you go like King G said, you can get that man with that money, but if he ain't right in the foundation, you ain't gonna be there for a long time. And then if it's a separation with children, who them children going with? Are you gonna be living your best life by yourself now? He may be, because he ain't got no children with him, and he didn't found him another shorty. Be careful out here.
Yeah, and even
with right. So I just wanted to say we've been accepting women in all these circumstances, just loving them, and you got to be careful. So I'm gonna pass it.
See you. Right. And see, even what you were saying, so many things go to my head, but it's like it's I heard gaining the world and your soul not fulfilled.
Jesus.
Gain in the world and your soul not fulfilled. And that's what happened. But one thing to what she said is that she did say, because they made mention about teachers. The man who's a teacher, right? Making a certain amount, dollars or whatever, he don't have no chance or whatever. And she was saying, she talked about her pool of people, the people she talked to on the phone. And so I'm gonna give her a pass for that. And one aspect that, that many times we conform to the community we are connected to. And so the people that she's seeing, rubbing shoulders with, talking with, this is where they are. But still yet, baby, you single. You hadn't found anyone in that. And then when I listen to people, I listen to that spirit. I listen to the spirit. It don't sound happy. You sound like you ready. You ready. I got this, and that combativeness and so forth, or whatever, and so I'm hearing that, yes, this is my pool, but so I'm not, but it's not even like, well, maybe, if it's a guy who I get introduced to that's not in my pool, or people I talk to on the phone, I rub shoulders with, and if he comes with these qualities, and speaking of qualities, what happens when life happens? When life happens, and you need this man to show up. Now he was like, baby, I always been showing up with the bucks. Whatever, you want me, and so you're dealing with a miscarriage. You're dealing with a parent who is in hospice care, or they pass. You're dealing with, just got a doctor's report, right? And so things that money cannot necessarily fix. Yes, it can put you in certain positions or whatever, but you're needing comfort. You're needing someone who's empathetic. You're needing someone who shows up with real love and gentleness, whatever, but you're not looking for this. All this is in he or she who puts kingdom first.
Well, yes.
This is there. And so when you're looking for something else first, you're going to find something probably hollow. You're going to probably find somebody who, you can find that guy with all this money, and bruh don't know how to, he just know how to get some money on that, get some money on that. It ain't never gonna get money on that because he's good at what he do and making the money. But then the other side of that, you want some quality time with him, but he ain't got that kind of quality time because he got to go make this money. I gotta make this money. This is what you like. You like to do it. You like to dress like that. You like to fight. You like to do this. I gotta go make this money. I really don't have all this time to give you quality time. So when life happens, and I've heard some women, they want him to be able to have time like this with them, and then they want these things or whatever, without even thinking about what a man who got this kind of money gotta have and be putting time in. Even if people making money for him, he gotta check on his money. He got to check on people who doing stuff to make sure everything is done right or whatever. So when life happens, when the pains of life happen, when life really happens, who do you really have there with you when you were just really searching the paper, running after the paper, instead of someone who was positioned with a kingdom mindset, you know, and a kingdom heart, you know? So
Absolutely. Absolutely. My goodness. And something that I thought about as you guys were speaking was it was mentioned earlier about the fact of the young lady, uh, you know, in a sense, demeaning the man with making $50,000, where she was saying, not the real pretty one, but the other one, where she was saying, not that she wasn't pretty too, but she was saying, like,
the real pretty one, you know, but the less than pretty one.
yeah,
So
the other one.
so what was she, Jason? Half pretty?
Yeah, she was straight. She was straight.
Yeah, she had pretty portions.
There you go. There you go. And but she was talking about, and I've seen this done a lot, where there has to be a demeaning of other areas of that person so that you don't seem like you're just focusing on the money. So now these men making $50,000, $60,000, they just mean, they this. When again, guys, we know, we've seen this, and women know this too. You make hundreds of thousands of dollars, you have multiple options that most of these men don't know how to handle. Having these multiple options, you have all of this access now to this, and where there's so much, again, unfaithfulness that takes place. But it's like, no, I'm gonna just take a blind eye to that and just say, oh yeah, no, these $50,000 and $60,000 men are the ones that are mean, and that are this, that are that. And it just seems like, again, where people have to, in order to justify their position of again, where it's all about money to them, in order to justify it, they have to start to demean others. And one thing that I noticed, I remember someone I was talking to about this very thing, and they were like, well, you know, how about you just date your wage? Meaning, again, if you only make this amount of money, no, you ain't gonna be able to get a woman with this type of money. If I'm a woman that's like this, a man that makes this amount is the type that's going to be able to that's going to be able to get me. And what you guys are continuing to show is that all of this is reflective of a lack of kingdom, a lack of truly recognizing what is needed, what is necessary, that you want a man that has a heart toward the Lord, that is submitted to the Lord, that is going to love you unconditionally, that is going to, again, operate with you and towards you in a gracious, wonderful, beautiful way, where he loves you with all of your faults, all of your failures. He seeks to lift you up. He seeks to, again, place you before the Lord and seek to have the Lord do the great work in your life. Seek to, again, see you washed and cleansed with the washing of water by the word. He wants that to happen. He's more focused on that instead of what he can get out of you. A lot of times, these individuals who have been so extremely successful, that have all of these options, the main focus of many of them is to get. And in the kingdom, the heart of the king is to give.
Hold on, Jason. This is what I need you to do. I need you to look into your camera and say that again.
Oh, my. I
You
can
looking
do
at
that.
where that? Look right
Very
there,
much so.
Jason. Look right there. Yes, sir.
The heart of the king is to give. And the main focus, my sisters, I need you to understand, of what you need to be looking for is not, again, just a person giving things, but it's giving in a sense where his focus is on the help and the edification and the renewing that the Lord has provided to happen to his wife. That he's not coming for the purpose of trying to make a even exchange of his money for your body, but he's giving his heart so that you can be helped. He's again giving of himself so that you can again be esteemed and covered and protected. Not again all about him. And the main focus that needs to be in your heart is to seek to find a man that has that. That transcends money. That is far beyond money. The money can come and go. But the only thing, again, that lasts is what the Lord is able to
Priceless.
do in a heart and life.
Priceless.
Jesus.
I'm telling you,
Go
yes,
ahead.
yes, God, yes, God. That's beautiful. That was well said. Sisters, that was well said. That right there is beautiful. And then the other, I'm telling you, man, I'm telling you, you painted an awesome picture, and some would desire that. I think it depends on people's maturity level, depends on what phase or stage they're in life, and based on what, like with her, based on what their environment is. So what they deem is, that's why, many people are conforming to what someone said is popular, or what you should have, and what it should be, as opposed to, and sometimes it's not even really what's in their heart. It's just what society says it should be, and not what my heart would really be content with. But I can't be content because society says this, but you have to think about the guy. I know what kind of guy you want. I know he has to have this much money.
Oh my.
But what does he want?
Oh, come on now.
What does he want? Right? So he has to have this. That's what I'm saying. That's why a lot of the women who said these things, many of them are still single or whatever, because he hears you, baby girl. He hears you. He knows you just want me money. But he's human. And he also has emotions. And he also wants to be loved. I can't even, the thug wants to be loved. He wants to know that you really, you real. It's just about what I can do for you. Or I did that for Keisha and Lakeisha and Tasha and whatever, but what's different about you is about, like, they talk about the women who are, the guys can just mess around with, but you're not going to be the one that he wants to take home to mama, or that he wants to marry. He don't see you as marriage material, so he sees you as as another bill. I don't mind. I got the money, about it, whatever. But does this guy see you as someone who can bring value to his life, make his life better, who want him for him, and not what Jason said, not just what he can do for you. And so it's a thing that I don't know. I don't know what has to happen. Maybe some women have to live long enough and waste some decades.
It don't seem like that working either.
Before they reduce some of their money standards, maybe they have to go through a situation with the guy who has the money, only to find out that, okay, but I'm lacking this, so really I'm wanting something else other than the money, because the money was there, but he wasn't, or his heart or whatever wasn't really there. I looked at this video clip. I don't know, y'all probably seen it, and it was this man that got in a car, and I just saw this yesterday. He got in the car, and he said, "Baby, you was in this car all night?" And she was flossing, her earrings, her necklace, her hair, and everything was flossing. And she done slept in the car all night long. He said, "I thought maybe you were sleeping in the guest room or something." He said, "I didn't know you was here in the car all night." She said, "Yes." She said, "Why?" "Because you didn't open the door for me." He said, "What?" She said, "When we left the event and we came home, you didn't open the door for me." He said, "So you said, baby, the button right there. You could just hit the button." doors are open. So all you had to do was hit the button because there was the kind of car they had. All you had to do was hit the button. And she said, "You didn't open the door for me." So they got this fancy car. And all she got to do is push a button. It just came from. She was flawless, from head to toe. And so he said, "I can't believe you did this to stay here all along." So then he went around. He said, "I'll open the door for you. That's what you want." So he went around and opened the door for her. He said, "That's what you want. You could have did that." He was clueless. He couldn't get it. He was like, and she got out of the car. She said, "You don't see me. You don't see me." I said, "You got out of the car last night. You went right on in the house." When I didn't pop up in the bed, I guess he was saying, in his mind, he said, "I thought you was in the guest room. It wasn't that you didn't come to see." And so it's like, "You don't see me." So then and he started looking around. She was getting loud, and he was looking around in the neighborhood, the nice neighborhood. He was looking around, and she said, "See, you're more concerned about what other people think instead of me." And so then his phone started going off. She said, "Go ahead, whatever." She said, "See, and so the whole thing was like, we got all of this. Yes, you provide all of this, but you don't see me.
Let's give some closing remarks, man. I mean, I think, goodness, that this is we could do this all night talking about this subject. There's so many other things that are popping up in my mind regarding this, but man, what are your closing thoughts on this subject? And I know for sure that this is going to be something that we talk about again in the future. I already have some other videos that I was going to mention pertaining to things that happen just within this story, but I'm like, no, we'll just save those for later on, and we'll talk about that later. But what would be your closing thoughts on this particular subject?
Wow.
Oh, Lindsay, yeah.
We talked about so much tonight, and it was thick. I mean, it was truthful, it was real. We're not judging our women. We just want you to be cautious. We want you to be thinking about the decisions and choices you make because a lot of times y'all are left holding a big bag when separations happen. And I have a heart for women, from that perspective. And those women who are leading with that money and you're doing good and I need this type of man, be careful, because life and death is in the power of tongue. And once again, you can get a certain type of man that's got that bag, but he treats you horrible. And now you done wasted 5-10 years with him, and then you overlook this other man before him. Beautiful soul, whether he was a believer or non-believer, just a beautiful man. And he wanted to be with you. He was down for you for whatever, and you knew he had your back. But it was something about him. He said, "Nah, I'm gonna wait for this other guy or the next guy." And you did 5 or 10 years that went past. And now you're like, "I wish I would have did what my soul, my spirit told me to do." There's so many thousands of stories, just like what I just said, of women making the wrong decisions over one thing or another. And we got to be careful out here. And like I said, women, because of your anatomy and having babies and different things, you do not want to have a baby by the wrong man and have to deal with that for the rest of your life. So with that, I just say be careful. If you're not a believer, still pray. Just ask God for the right person to be in your life, or just ask God about questions you may have or how to go about it, and just get somewhere silent and listen. And that's how he works. And wholeheartedly, we know that you want somebody that's good to you. So I just say, just be careful out here in these streets, and think about what you're saying first when you're leading with money. And think about the full package of a man that you need, that's got a foundation around you that will be with you through all of it, and make sure that you can keep moving.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Good word. What would you say, G, as we get ready to close? would be your closing thoughts on this subject, and some things that you would like to leave for the ladies and the gentlemen regarding this?
Well, what I say to my daughter, DeAndre, my baby girl, what I also say to my goddaughter, Tori, I've said this to them recently, and I say to other women all the time, and I say to you, you know, definitely make sure, we're not telling you that he needs to be a broke believing brother.
Yes.
That's not what we're saying.
Mm.
Don't look, don't say, I think we're saying, oh, so as long as he believing, all right, but he broke. No, this brother needs to have something going on. He needs to be building. He needs to be a brother that is building. He may not be already 300,000, a million, or whatever, but when you look at him and when you see kingdom on him, you see God's hand is on him, and you see that he's responsible and he got something, right? That you can help make better, right? These sister circles and everything, be careful of who you're listening to.
Mm.
You know, what they put in your ear, well, let's see what's coming out of their life. You know, what do you see? Be careful of who you're listening to, who you're taking advice from, or you might find yourself constantly in sister circles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and so to that, be careful of the sister circles and make sure they can pour into you from the aspect and that understanding that, hey, we all won't have the same kind of guy because we all are different and we desire different things and whatever, and we don't look up at you or down on you for your choice, but understand, but these last three things right here is really what I wrote down. I didn't want to forget to say, and that is make sure that you find a guy. And brothers, same, this goes with women as well, but because of this topic in this video that we've been reacting to, make sure that they seek God first. Make sure they see you. Make sure they see you. And make sure they synergize with you. And this is what you want to look for with whoever you're looking to connect with, right? So but as far as him, he got his own crib, he got his own way around, whatever like that, got that, whatever. It just don't put a dollar on it. And this is not saying reduce your lifestyle or anything. But it's about understanding. And if you got the right mind, if you understand that God is y'all's provider, Philippians 4:19, my God shall supply all my needs according to the riches and glory by Christ Jesus. If you understand that, if this is your faith walk, then you're going to be okay. Y'all are going to be okay. But seek God first, see you, and synergize with you. A lot of people wish they had that. Look for that. Look for that.
Absolutely. I mean, great word, guys, just to close it out. And I would just say as well, our heart's goal here, again, at Kingdom View, is to present to you the view that God wants us to have. And God wants you to have, sisters, a proper view as you understand these dating, navigating streets that we all are in. And there's so much that has been presented out of a heart to protect you, to make sure that your focus is in the right areas. And it will be the same thing for the brothers as well. Because again, we've seen so many cases where men have gotten married who have money. And then next thing you know, 6 months later, she taking half because she just does not believe.
Ooh, we need to talk about that.
Man,
How do you deserve half after 6 months?
Exactly. And that,
and your heart truly gonna take it? Oh my God.
Part two starts right now. Come on. But I'll get
well, we gonna do a part two.
She don't even want to move out the house. She don't even want to ask Deion Sanders. She don't even want to move out the house.
That ain't the only one that happened to as well. It's plenty of them out there that are like that. And again, 6 months later, they just destroy the marriage, and now they are taking the money. And here's the thing, that is something now that men are protecting themselves of.
Please.
And from the standpoint of through, whatever they call it, the prenups and all of these different things. But it is also a lot of things where men are choosing to, when they hear a woman talk like that,
Yeah.
that's what is the main thing of her. It's already okay, now I'm not even messing with that. Or all I know is I can just throw money at her and just get whatever it is that I want and then move on. That's what's
Yeah.
happening a whole lot of the time. And we want to protect you from that. We want to protect the brothers, again, from being used. And we want people to truly have the type of relationship that God has called and wanted marriage and relationship to be. And it is built on a commonality where both of us are coming together to love, encourage, and help one another. And all of this classifying that is being done is only damaging that. So please, again, as you are out here in these dating streets, be careful. All of you, both men and women, be careful and allow yourself to be led of the Lord. God bless you guys. Thank you so much again for joining us for the Kingdom View. God bless you, and we'll see you guys next time.